Hey everybody, welcome to Learned, tech tutorials that empower you. My name is Seppi, and today I am going to show you how to create an automatic welcome email that sends to anybody who subscribes to your mailing list. I'm going to use Mailchimp to show you how to do this. There's a variety of other softwares out there that you could use for your email marketing, but I love Mailchimp. Mailchimp is free for up to 2,000 subscribers, and even after that, it's not very expensive. I think the pricing is something like 20 bucks a month or so. Oh, here it is. So standard's 14 bucks a month. And you don't even need to get to that level until after 2,000 contacts. So you can see the 2,000 contacts is free. Up to 50,000 contacts is only 10 bucks a month. And then up to 100,000 is 14. And then when you're getting into the big contact lists, it goes up from there. But you know, when you got 200,000 contacts, you're making enough money from it that you can afford the premium price. But I love it because it's free to get started, and I just set up the Learned mailing list using Mailchimp, and I haven't created a welcome email yet. So what I'm going to do is log into my Mailchimp using this top right corner here. And I've got my little password manager here, which I recommend as well, and I'll do a whole other tutorial about that another time, but you can use 1Password or LastPass for your password recollection. I have so many passwords, so this makes it easy to have really secure, long-winded, complicated passwords that are all saved in one really well-encrypted vault. Anyway, this is my login. I'm logging in here to my Mailchimp account, and what I want to do is create an automation campaign. Oh, it wants me to verify. Bear with me here for a second. Let's open my email and just verify. There we go. So you're learning about the verification process as well. As you can see, none of this is scripted. We just fly by the seat of our pants here at Learned, and you're getting a real authentic experience. So it just asked me to verify, and I just checked my email, got the verification code, plugged it in, and now I'm into my Mailchimp account. So here I am in my Mailchimp account. You can see I just created it, so I've only got one subscriber, and I really haven't promoted this mailing list. Learn started just a week ago or so, and so we're brand new, and we're going to grow from here, and we don't even have a welcome email for our subscribers. So this poor person who subscribed didn't even get a welcome to Learned email. So we're going to create that now. So along the left side here, we've got a ton of different options. Now, Mailchimp does all kinds of stuff. They don't just do email. They started as just email, but you can now create websites. You can create landing pages, and there's tons of integrations and all kinds of great stuff here. But what we want to do is go to our campaigns tab. Okay, so our campaigns are all of the emails that we send out, whether they're automated or just one-time broadcasts. So let's click on campaigns, and this is going to load. You can see all of our campaigns here. Okay. So it's also not even just emails. You can actually look at all automations, landing pages, ads, all this kind of stuff that you can do with Mailchimp is here in the campaigns tab. So what we want to do is create a campaign. We haven't sent any emails yet. So in the top right corner, there's the create campaign button. So let's click on that. And it's going to load up a list of the options. So do we want to create an email? Do we want to create a landing page, a survey, an ad, a social post? So lots and lots of options, and you can dig through these, and I'll do different tutorials for these different elements another time. But let's start with the one we want, which is email at the very top. So when I click email, it gives me an option at the top to do a regular email, an automated email, or a plain text email. So a regular email would be just a one-time email that we're sending to our subscribers. What we want to do is create an automated email. So what automated means is that you don't have to send this email. You just write it up, and it will automatically send over time when people, either when they join your list, or if they opt in to download something, or if they receive a tag on their account. If you've tagged them somehow in your Mailchimp account, they're going to receive an automation email. So you create these automation campaigns once, and then they send out emails over a period of time moving forward until you basically cancel the automation campaign. So another word for these campaigns is drip campaigns. You might have heard the term drip campaign. And essentially what it means is an email just drips automatically to the subscriber. Now you can have multiple emails in a drip campaign. So when we create this welcome email, we can also add another email to that campaign that goes out 5 days after they receive their welcome email, for example. So it drips today and then it drips 5 days later. So that's a drip campaign or an automation campaign. So after we selected automated, now what we want to do is pick when the automation runs, essentially. So there's lots of ideas here, and the first tab that's selected is featured. So you can send an automated email to people when they're tagged. You can send an automated email to people when they become new subscribers, so welcoming new subscribers. So this is the one that we want. We can do a happy birthday automation that sends emails to people on their birthday, for example. And there's lots of different options here as well as you go through these tabs, okay? So the one that we want to focus on is the welcome new subscribers. So let's click that option. And now just some basic details. So what's the campaign name? Let's call it learn.com welcome email. And the list, the audience I'm using is my only audience that I have. So you want to pick the audience that it goes to. In this case, and when you're on a free Mailchimp account, you can only have one audience. So it's my main audience, which is called learned. And I'm going to click begin. So that's going to create my, start creating my campaign. Now at this point, there's going to come the steps of who it sends to, who it's going from, what the subject is, and then designing the content. So this is all broken out into strips, and we can go into each step. So edit, delay, and recipients. So essentially what it's saying, and the first step is when do we want them to receive this email and who is to receive it. So let's click that, edit, delay, and recipients. And it says this email sends to subscribed contacts immediately after they join Learned. If you don't want this email to go immediately, you can drop down and go an hour later or 6 hours later or a day later, okay? You can choose when you want these people to receive the welcome email. Typically, immediately is when I want them to get it. As soon as they subscribe, they're going to get this welcome email. You can also choose to trigger this when you import subscribed contacts. So if you are collecting subscribers into your Mailchimp account, you don't need to worry about this. But if you're going to be manually importing your subscribers into Mailchimp from a CSV file or another spreadsheet, then you might want to check this as well. Because if you check this, that means all those people you manually import will also get your welcome email. So just to be safe and cover all my bases, I'm going to check this box, even though the only way people are going to be able to subscribe to the Learned list is by using our Mailchimp form. So let's check it anyway. Hit save, and we are done with that step. Now the next one is who's the email from. So Mailchimp gives you the option to pick the name and email address that this is coming from. So the email address is correct. This is my email address for Learned that I want to use. And the name can be Seppi from Learned because that's the name I want to show up from my emails. It's a good practice to mention where you're from in your name. If it was just Seppi Bazazi, which is my last name, people might not know who this is, right? But when it's Seppi from Learned, they get to know me because also my name is paired next to the brand and they know they signed up to this brand, right? They subscribed for it a second ago, so they're hearing from this brand. If they subscribe to Learned and they're just hearing from Seppi Bazazi, they might be like, who is this? And they might just delete the email. So it's a good practice to go Seppi from Learned. When I send emails from Realty Ninja, it says Seppi from Realty Ninja. And so that way people get to know me and connect my name with the company that is Realty Ninja as well. So here we go. This is the name, this is the email address, and we're going to hit save. And then we're going to move on to the subject, okay? So when we click edit subject, again, it's really simple. And Mailchimp gives you some, tips and pointers here on how to write a good subject line. Essentially, the goal of a subject line is to get people to click and open the email, okay? If as a marketer, you want to use things that are going to pique people's interest, keywords that are going to pique their interests, and powerful words that people are going to want to click or take action on. For a welcome email, you just want to make sure that you're you're letting people know why they're receiving this email. So they're kind of expecting to receive it to some degree. So we can, thanks for joining us is their default one, but we can change this to welcome to the learned family, for example. Okay. So as you can see, it's still checking all of these boxes. Okay. And we can even add an emoji here like that. And that's great too. So you just check this, click this box, and it gives you a list of emojis. And that's awesome. If we started typing a lot more in here, you'll notice some of these are going to get red X's on them. So like, it's great to have you here. We love you so much. You're the best. All right, so now when I leave that box, it says keep it short and sweet. Space is limited. So it's putting these exclamation marks here to let me know that I'm not matching this criteria, okay? So I'm just gonna remove that so that I can get all the green check boxes again. Preview text shows up for some people's email clients, and for others it doesn't. It's a good practice to update this anyway. Don't just leave it blank or plain, because in case it does show up, you want it to say something that's on brand and accurate as to the email that they're receiving. Find out what you'll be learning next, like that. Okay, so that's a great kind of indication as to what they're going to see when they open the email. I'm going to mention to them to go to our YouTube channel, for example, and learn from our tutorial videos. So this is kind of explanatory of what's going to be in the welcome email. So let's save that. We've completed steps 1, 2, and 3 now. Now it's on to the big step, which is the content. So it's actually designing the email. So let's click Edit Design, and we're going to jump into our editor, and the editor gives you the option to edit using the simple editor or edit using code. And so these guys, this ad that just popped up is their creative assistant. So you can hire them to help you build your emails and stuff like that, which is a paid service. So I'm not interested in that. I'm just going to click that. This is a template that they've added for you. It's just got your logo and a text box here, okay? If you want, you can add more elements here. So we could add a divider in by just dragging it. So I'm left clicking on the divider, dragging it over and dropping it there by letting go of my mouse. And now there's a divider, and this divider has its own properties. So the padding at the top, is it 18 pixels or do we want it to be 32 pixels? So you can see that it expanded a bit. Whereas if we go to 18 pixels, it shrinks again. And if we do 32 in both, you can see both the top and the bottom expand. Do we want the border to be dashed? Do we want it to be gray, or do we want it to be black, or do we want it to be red? So you get some design options here that you can play around with. And every single one of these elements that you add has some design options. So when you're done with the divider, you go save and close, and then it gives you these options again. So now we can throw in video, for example. So let's grab that and drop that in here. So now we can add a video URL and drop a preview image here. So the video URL we want to use, for example, let's open a new tab and go to youtube.com. And let's go to learned. Let's go to my channel here. And let's grab this how to make a Twitter list URL. So we'll just copy that. And then here we can paste that URL. And there you go. It automatically pulls that image there, okay? Here's our top tutorial video for the month. And so there you go. So when I save and close that, now this has got a tutorial video box in it. Now, if I click into this box here, the option shows up to edit it. And like I said before, you can always use this kind of special editor, or you can click this box here, which will change it to code. So if you're proficient in using HTML and CSS code, you can use code here, and you can type in your HTML. So you can see this is an H1 tag, and a closing H1 tag, and a P tag, which is a paragraph tag, and a closing paragraph tag. And so you can always, we can always enter here and create a new paragraph tag that says welcome to our mailing list. And you can see on the left side that's getting updated, right? And we'll close our paragraph tag. And so you can edit in code format if you want, or you can just click right here, which is easier. We love having you here, okay? Now, you might be wondering, what is hi if colon f name, and then f name and if, and so what this is, these are merge tags. And so what it's doing is basically pulling the subscriber's name based on what they entered when they subscribed to the list. So when we're asking people to subscribe, we ask for their name and their email address. When they give us their name and they receive this email from us, it's going to say, hi, Seppi, for example, okay? So let's keep this merge tag in here. And if we want, we can always add more merge tags using this option right here. So merge tags that show the email address, their address, their phone number, their birthday, whatever that it is that you want to show that, whatever data you want to show that you have collected from them can be shown here using these merge tags. So essentially when when it's emailing, John, who subscribed to this list, it's going to look for John's first name. If there's no first name, it's not going to put anything, okay? So we need to make sure that we're collecting their names, and if not, we can just remove that and say, hi, friend, or whatever. But if you are collecting names, you can always just use the merge tag like that, okay? Now, what do we want to add here? Let's just, for the sake of keeping this short, and I'll probably change this later, but I just want to keep this short so that I'm not spending a bunch of time writing content on this video. I really just want to show you how these are built and then show you a test of how it works. So let's just quickly write out like, thank you so much for committing to your tech education. We're honored to have you as part of the Learned family and can't wait to see what you think of our tutorials. And then we'll change this to, in fact, why don't you watch our most popular tutorial just below? If you have any questions, just reply to this email. Have a wonderful day. There we go. Simple, and like I said, I'm going to go and change this and update it and add some cool stuff and links and all that later. But for now, I'm happy with this. So let's go save and close. Great. Now, the last thing left here is the logo. So I'm just going to click that, and it gives me an option to replace it here. Now, when I click replace, it's going to take me to my media gallery where I have my logos loaded, okay? So I can just click that logo and go to insert it, and it's going to drop it right in there for me, which is great. Now, if you want to change the display size, you can just grab this and shrink it. So if I want it to be a bit smaller or bigger, I can do that. That looks about good. And you also have some other style options, like do you want to give it a border, for example, which I do not want to do. And other settings, like do you want it aligned to the left or to the center, edge-to-edge margins, all kinds of little things like that. So I urge you to dig through all of these settings and make sure that everything looks perfect for you. We can also link this. So I want to link our logo to our website. So I'm going to click link, and I'm going to type in https www.learned.com. And there's advanced options as well. So like open it in a new window, which I want to do, and go insert. So now that's linked to our website as well. And this is linked to our YouTube video, and fantastic. We're happy with this. So let's go save and close, and let's go save and continue as well. All right, so I think that's pretty well it, okay? So we've designed our email, we've set the subject, the from Seppi from Learned, and who it's going to, and the delay, which is immediate. And then we can either choose finish later at the top if we don't want to start sending this now, or we can just start sending it right away. So let's click start sending, and it's going to say you're about to start an automation that will send to learned, which is the name of our audience, our list. I'm okay with that. I want to start now. So I hit start now, and now it's going to say to me, rock on, you've started an automation. That's it. So we're done now. We've created a welcome email, and that's all we have to do. And if 5,000 people subscribe to my list, 5,000 people are going to receive that email immediately after they subscribe. So there's nothing more that I need to do with that email. Everybody who subscribes automatically gets it. That's why it's called an automation, okay? So let's click back to workflows for a second. And we can see it here, learn.com welcome email. We can always edit it. If I click these three buttons, we can always edit and change anything about it that we need to, okay? We can click pause and edit up here, which will pause it and give me the opportunity to edit it, okay? If we click used advanced settings as well, blah, 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 that's great. We can switch to the advanced mode, which allows us, I believe, to do a few extra things. Great. So this is the advanced editor, which I like to use because it gives me a lot more functionality. Some features are restricted because we are not on a standard or premium plan, so we can't add multiple emails. But if you upgrade your account, you can actually add another email that goes out, a few hours later, and another email and another email. So at Realty Ninja, we have this automation campaign called the Daily Ninja Tips, and it sends 300 emails, one every weekday at 4 a.m. So it doesn't send it on Saturday or Sunday. It only sends it Monday through Friday, and it sends it at 4 a.m. And what it is a marketing tip for real estate agents. So I wrote those 300 tips, and I scheduled all of them one after another like this, in this exact same format, one after another, and that's it. I'm done with it. I just wrote them once, 300 tips, and now I believe they've sent about 50 or 70,000 emails for people who have subscribed. So like hundreds of people have subscribed, and they've received hundreds of emails each on a daily basis. So really, there's no limit to the amount of these kinds of automations you can create. You just need an upgraded profile. So for this welcome message, I don't need to upgrade because I don't want to send any other emails. But I did want to show you this view because there's some other things you can do as well. Like the schedule, you can change the schedule so that people only receive it on certain days of the week. So if you don't want people to get your welcome email on the weekends, you can just uncheck Saturday and Sunday. Or if you want them to only get it on the weekends, you can uncheck every other day of the week, for example, okay? So I want everyone to get it every day. And as soon as possible was when we want to send these emails. So let's save our schedule. Another thing we can do is filter by segment or tag. And so we can choose a segment or tag of people to send these emails to, so they wouldn't get the welcome email unless they were part of a certain segment or matched some certain criteria. So we can do a whole lot of stuff here to basically drill down into who's getting these emails specifically. These kinds of things come in handy a lot, but not typically when you're doing welcome emails, because a welcome email, you just want it to go to everybody, okay? But this is definitely an option. We're just going to cancel out of that. Another thing is you can add a post-send action. So you can add an action that happens after this email is sent to a subscriber. So John signs up, subscribes to our list, they get the welcome email. What happens after? So we can choose a post-send action. So we can update their merge field, archive them, unsubscribe them. We can do all kinds of stuff here, okay? And you can do more when you join, when you subscribe for a paid program. Like one thing I like to do is add a tag, which says, completed welcome email campaign, for example, just so that I know how many people have received certain emails, and you can kind of filter through them that way. And even further down the road, create automations that go out only to a certain subset of people that have been tagged a certain way, for instance. So let's just cancel out of that. Anyways, I just wanted to show you this advanced view. So if you move to advanced view, it might look a little bit more complicated, but it's really not. It just gives you a bit more access. Now let's hit next on the bottom right corner and jump here and resume sending. So it's just giving me my check marks to let me know everything's working. and we're going to click resume sending, and that's just going to resume this automation campaign. Okay, we're back to the rock on. Great. Now that we've created this, I want to show you how it works. So we're going to go to our audience tab, okay? And I'm going to go here to my sign up forms, okay? I'm going to click this manage audience button and go to sign up forms. And then from here, I am going to go to my form builder, okay? And I'll do another tutorial that shows you all about the form builder, but essentially this is my subscriber form, okay? And so I'm going to copy this link and I'm going to open it in a new tab here. And so this is my mailing list. So whether I embed this on my website or just send people directly to this page, that's up to me. But essentially when people fill this out, what should happen is they should get that welcome email that I just created. So let's test it out, okay? My name is going to be Jane Smith. My email address, I'm going to put in my personal email with a modifier. So you can always add a modifier to your email by adding a plus, and let's call it janesmith@gmail.com. So my actual email is just sbazazi@gmail.com, but this modifier is the plus Jane Smith, okay? Cool little trick. So my birthday is 04/18. So that's April 18th for all of you who want to send me gifts, by all means. And now I'm going to click subscribe. Perfect. Okay, confirm humanity. Before we subscribe you, we need to confirm you're a human. I'm not a robot. Great. Subscribe. Perfect. Your subscription to the list has been confirmed. Done. Continue to our website. And that is going to bring us back to the website that I configured in Mailchimp, which is learn.com. We just launched this new website, so please come check it out and scroll down and you'll see all of our tutorials and categories here. So take a look and please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're still growing, but we want to hit our first goal is 1,000, so I would really appreciate your help getting there, especially if you find these videos useful. Now, let's jump to my email inbox, okay? I just subscribed to the Mailchimp list. I want to see if I got that email. So look at this, sbazazi@gmail has one email in it. So when I click that and I double click that email that I just got, there it is. So this is that welcome to learned email, okay? It's sent to sbazazi plus janesmith@gmail.com. It's from Seppi from Learned. That's the name I wanted it to come from. The title is Welcome to the Learned Family with that emoji. And here is the email. Hi, Jane Smith. So it's using the name that I used when I subscribed. Thank you so much, blah, 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 blah. And here's that video, okay? And if I click this video, it's going to jump me to YouTube to watch to watch that tutorial. And if I click my logo in the email, it's going to jump me to our website. There we go, okay? So that's it from start to finish. We talked through this in about 28 minutes and I tend to ramble and go on tangents. It won't take you this long to create your own welcome email, especially if you're using an awesome, easy to use, user-friendly software like Mailchimp. So go out there, create a mailing list, start free and grow with your list if you need to, but create this welcome email so you reach out to people and start creating other automations. So you email people on their birthdays, or so you email people, a couple times randomly throughout the year after they've joined your mailing list. Whatever the purpose, these drip campaigns are fantastic to stay in touch with people, and they're just kind of pleasant and they're fun to create. I mean, I like making this kind of stuff. You might not really be into it, but I want you to see how easy it is and just show you that anybody can do it, okay? I hope that you guys learned a little bit from this tutorial. If you have any questions, you can always email me. Just go to learn.com and feel free to reach out. And like I said, if you enjoy these tutorials, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and let's hit 1,000 together. Thank you so much, guys. I hope you have a great day, afternoon, or evening. Cheers.